Friends, I've made very, very close friends here because the kind of environment that it provides to you. I've, have lifelong friendship with individuals. But more importantly, it's the career. It's something, the institute gave me something that I love doing. I love working. I am very excited each morning when I get up to go to the office and work, travel, see the world, see India, nooks and corners which I haven't seen before. I wouldn't have dreamt if I was in any other job to be going to places, villages, locations which I would have gone otherwise. To meet individuals, people, literate, semi-literate, illiterate people. But each one of them teaches you so much across the world, across the country, across in villages, and how people in very, very resource scarce condition, very, very poor conditions as we would call it, and they still teach you so much. And it's so humbling to learn every day. I don't think any other job, any other career would have provided me this kind of an opportunity. When I do look at, and if you ask me this question today of why IFM, I think it's even more, it's more important today than it was maybe 20 years ago. Maybe because I'm a little more informed than I was in 1992. But the way I see and I understand IFM, and I've had a long association, a continued association, engaging with the faculty members here, or previous directors or board members in different fora. One of the key mandates today for IFM that I see are more from a perspective of bringing in, business and management principles. To have that balance on, which is backed by analysis, which is backed by different political, social aspects, to see that there is a balance between what we're looking at, growth in the country, and ensuring that our environment, our natural resources are preserved. And I think as you move along this journey, you would really understand the interlinkages, and that's what IFM should and will provide to you, is to look at that interlinkages. I'm sure you've looked at the debates going on in the country, whether we should allow mining in forest areas or not, whether we should allow mining in the Western Ghats or not, whether it is, the pro-debate development lobby would say, we can always preserve the environment. Let's really look at, in terms of the growth, reduce that poverty. What these debates outside of the IFM or before today, that what the interlinkage is between development and environment, that nuances, those details, I think over the next 2 years is something that you're going to understand. These issues become even more critical when we do look at the economic growth. Everybody is projecting India is going to be on the development dividend, or the forecasts that there are. This debate is going to be more and more relevant, more and more important. One thing that is something that this institute will provide to you is the reasons for that debate, to argue it more rationally, argue it not based on emotions, but argue it more rationally. What are, as I said earlier, what are the interlinkages, what are the dependence on development, poverty, and different focus that there is. And I hope, that interlinkage back in 1992 to 1994 that I spent here was not very clear. But as I see the courses now and the curriculum now, I hope as you move along, is that these interlinkages need to be more clearer to you. And when I say more clearer to you, I'm talking more as an employer. I've come back to this institute over the last 3 or 4 years, maybe 2 or 3 times, to be looking at employing the graduates from here to be part of the NRMC team. Well, what do you expect coming out of here? There is a big demand. There is a lot of work that's out in the world, in India, don't forget internationally. There is a demand for people like us coming out from IFM who understand not only the business principles, who understand not only what development means, but what are the interlinkages between development and the environment, natural resources, cutting across, from the village level to the state level to the national and the international level. And as you move on in these 2 years that you are here, I'm sure all of you, like everybody else, would be looking to be placed somewhere. And I have him in the previous batches, the young professionals of different state governments, planning commission, different ministries, the Prime Minister's office, and they're looking at individuals, with a lot of rigor and understanding, coming and working with them and providing those fresh ideas. What we also, a second category that we really look at in service is the bilateral and multilateral organizations. We work with, as I kindly mentioned, with the UN, the World Bank, International Finance Corporation, different national foundations, bilateral and multilateral agencies like JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. And we do a lot of work for them. As individuals, I don't think once you're passing out, you would have the opportunity, unless you are extremely good and strong and pretty well networked. But this is, again, one area that one could really aspire to, and I know a lot of people aspire to get on to work with the bilateral and multilateral agencies working in India and internationally. The third category, which is very, very diverse and equally very important that we work with, are the NGOs, the non-governmental organizations, who work on a not-for-profit basis in the villages. They are hardcore implementers. We work with them in providing strategy and technical support and monitoring support to them in the kind of work that they do. And that's, again, one area that I see very strongly that some of you would be interested, should be interested to work with them, to really understand from first-hand experience of what poverty means, what development means, what the interventions are. And some of the organizations who normally come, one of my batchmates, is currently working with an organization called Pradhan. We've also seen and worked with a lot of academic institutions internationally, not so much in India, who are looking at research opportunities, research projects here in India. And that, again, if some of you who have this whole academic bent of mind, you could really be looking at moving out for further studies for your MPhils or your doctorate to these academic institutions. A lot of alumni from IFM have increasingly, I think every batch is seeing at least 2 or 3 students every year moving out to the US, UK or Europe on various scholarships to do and pursue their MPhil or master's or doctorate degrees. Most importantly, and I'll end it with that, because if we decide to come back for placement, and I'm sure any other organization, and as a key skill that you really need to work on if you already think you don't have it, are 2 key parameters. I think one is in terms of your analytical skills. Analytical skills are both, I would say, in terms of qualitative and quantitative. So that's what is going to really help you, at least, to get, if you're applying for a job to NRMC at any point of time, that's something that you would be assessed on, is, what are your analytical skills, or what you think about an issue as you appear for it. And it's also, in terms of your own work, how much are you able to put it in your own words, in your own thinking, in your own understanding. And I'm sure if you're looking and aspiring for A+ from Advait, he would not be really looking at some cut and paste and copy to give you that A+, but your own personal thinking and your inputs to answer to the question. Qualitative skills are important. What you observe, how you connect to what you are writing, but it's also the quantitative skills. And I think the kind of the faculty or the resources that are available here. If you're afraid of maths, if you're afraid of SPSS or have never heard about it, put time on looking and understanding what the data is telling you. Data could tell you just percentages, but data could also tell you a very, very different story. And if you're able to have that understanding about that data, along with your qualitative skills, that's going to be a very key critical factor for those who are aspiring to do well in this sector. The other second most important is in terms of communication. Not only in terms of your presentation skills and your verbal communication, but equally and more importantly is how well you write. And I think in terms of my experience here of the recruitment process, that's something that we find not only here in IFM but different institutes that we go to. The writing skills are woefully inadequate. People are not able to write what they talk and not write we're not looking at prose, but at least be in a very, very clear, concise way that you are able to convey your thoughts. What you would have possibly spoken, how do you put that into writing on paper? That's quite critical. And I relate this back to, unless you know and you are clear about your concepts, you will not be able to put it down on paper. And so if you're looking at these 2 years, I think work hard, play harder here in IFM. It's a beautiful campus. You will get a lot of opportunities. I heard here there are different clubs that are together now. But in terms of the time that you are able to spend in terms of understanding these concepts will help you put together different case studies, assignments, term exams and interim exams, and the OT reports. It's not called OT anymore. Summer internship. This one, right? They've taken all the fun out of it. We used to have two summer internship, one field work to different forest divisions across the country. So all fun is gone. You are in a boring place now. But yeah, just to joke apart, look at these to develop these 2 skills here on analysis and on writing. And I'm sure you would have been much closer to what you aspire to do. Thank you.